Yes, story lovers. Welcome to another episode of GinaTales. Journey with me as we explore the story of Obinna and the Spirit's Trail. Once upon a time, in a small village called Omi, there lived a young boy named Obinna. He was known for his curiosity, often wandering far beyond the boundaries of the village, much to the surprise of his elders. His grandmother, Meg, the village's oldest and wisest woman, often warned him about the dangers of a forest in their village. She would caution Obinna about the spirit trail, a forbidden trail that wound deep into the heart of the unknown. Neka's stories of the spirit world both terrified and fascinated Obinna. She told him how the forest was not just a place of trees and animals, but a gateway to the other world, where spirits roamed freely, governing both the land of the living and the dead. The spirit trail, she said, was a sacred boundary. Those who dared to tread upon it could be lost forever, or worse, drawn into the spirit world, where their fate would be left in the hands of the mysterious rulers. But curiosity munched at Obinna, and despite his grandmother's warning, he found himself dreaming of the trail night after night. One evening, as the sun began to set, and the forest became bathed in a golden glow, Obinna stood at the edge of the forbidden path. His heart raced with excitement and fear, but something deep within him, something he could not explain, compelled him forward. With each step he took, the air grew colder, and the trees seemed to whisper in voices he did not understand. As he walked further, the forest transformed. The familiar bird and insect fell silent, replaced by strange sounds. The trail seemed to stretch endlessly before him, twisting and turning, as if the very forest was alive and shifting. Suddenly, the path opened into a clearing, and there stood a large ancient Iroko tree, its root twisting like serpent into the earth. Beneath the tree sat an old man, his skin pale and his eyes glowing softly in the dark. Obinna froze. "I've been waiting for you, Obinna," the man said in a voice that echoed strangely. Obinna's mouth went dry. How? How do you know my name?" The old man smiled, but there was no warmth in his expression. "The spirits know the names of all who walked this path. You are not the first, and you will not be the last." Fear gripped Obinna, but his legs refused to move. "Why am I here?" he asked. The man's eyes narrowed. "You are here because the spirits have chosen you. You have crossed into their world, and now you must prove your worth. There are 3 trials ahead. Pass them, and you will return to your village. Fail, and you will remain here forever." Obinna wanted to run, but something deeper inside him, the same force that had drawn him into the trail, urged him forward. With a deep breath, he nodded. "I will take the trials." The old man stood, his body growing taller as the shadows lengthened around him. The first trial is the trial of courage. Follow the path to the cave of echoes. There you must confront your deepest fear. Obinna's heart pounded, but he walked onward. As the night deepened, the forest around him grew darker. The trees twisted, and strange eyes glowed from the shadow. He reached the cave, its entrance wide and threatening. The air within was thick and heavy, and every sound he made echoed back at him. Suddenly, a voice filled the cave, his own voice. "You are weak, Obinna. You have always been afraid, always hiding from what you don't understand. You will never leave this place." The words cut deep, stirring memories of past failures, but Obinna clenched his fists. He closed his eyes and spoke back. "I am afraid, but I will not let my fear control me. I'll pass this trial." The cave shook violently, and the echoes ceased. A strange calm filled the air. He had passed the first trial. Upon exiting the cave, Obinna found the old man waiting for him at the edge of the path. "You have faced your fear," the man said, "but the second trial will test your heart. It is the trial of compassion. In the next clearing, you will find a creature in pain. What you choose to do will determine your fate. Obinna walked forward, and in the clearing, he found a giant bird with a broken wing, written in agony. Its feathers were golden. He felt the urge to run, but compassion filled his heart. He approached slowly and began to tend to the bird's wing, making and binding it with herbs he made from the trees in the forest. He had learned how to prepare herbs from his grandmother, Neka. The bird looked into his eyes, and with a soft chow, it flapped its wing and flew away, disappearing into the night sky. Obinna felt a strange warmth in his chest, and the old man appeared once again. Your heart is true, but now comes the final and most difficult trial, the trial of wisdom. To pass, you must solve the riddle of the spirit. The man's eyes gleamed, and he recited the riddle. I speak with a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I? Obinna thought hard, his mind racing. The wind howled around him, and the trees rustled as though whispering the answers. Finally, it struck him. A shadow, Obinna said with a steady voice. The old man smiled, a true smile this time. You are wise beyond your years, Obinna. You have passed the trial. You may return to your world. And with a wave of hand, the old man vanished, and Obinna found himself standing at the edge of the village once again, the dawn breaking on the horizon. He had passed the trials of the spirit, but he knew his life would never be the same. The spirit had chosen him for something greater, and his journey was only beginning. Thank you for watching today's episode of GinaTales. Don't forget to like, share and comment. And for more interesting stories, do well to subscribe to our channel.